friends, if you're seeing this video, that means Oden's Eye has revealed their new launch. So if you guys want to see swatches, an eye look, hear my thoughts, then just keep watching. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. My name is KARENHARRIS. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on YouTube. I do post quite often, so highly recommend subscribing, turning on that bell so you're reminded every time I post. And if you could do me one more favor, watch this video all the way to the end. It really helps me out. Without further blabbering, let's get into it. Okay, you guys, every time Oden's Eye launches a new collection, I feel like it's Christmas, and I'm so excited to kick off 2024. They've launched another round of their legendary Diversa collaboration series. So they actually went back and collabed with 3 girls that they've already collabed with. So we have a beautiful new collection with Annette, Judy, and Tina. I have all the palettes, I have the lippies, I've got the free gifts. So let's go ahead and try and break this down. It's a bit of a big collection, so I'm going to do my best to show you everything as best as I can. Now, I did get this beautiful little card with a description from all of the girls, and I will read that to you once we get into the palettes. But I also wanted to show you guys, they are doing scarves as always. I have all 3 of them in my package. So this is Annette, and then Tina is right here. I feel like I've been watching her for so long that I know her, but we haven't actually met in person. I did meet Annette once when I was in Vegas, so that was so long ago. She is somebody I admire so much. And I haven't met Judy, but this is Judy's scarf. So, you know, if you're familiar with Oden's Eye, they've been doing these scarves now with all of their collaborators. So I have quite the collection, let me tell you. It also looks like we have little keychains, so that's adorable. And then we have, I think these are magnets. Oh my god, these are so cute. Definitely gonna be throwing these on my fridge. They are made of like metal, so they feel really nice and weighted. Okay, so each of the ladies worked on a palette. I have close-ups and swatches, we'll get to that. And then they each have 3 lippies as well. The lippies all have this same packaging as they did with Angie's last collection. So they are in opaque tubes like this, but each of the creators has their own colorway, so that's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and get into the close-ups now. So we have Judy's palette called Spring Dragon, which basically celebrates the year of the dragon. And it's a gorgeous pastel palette with some beautiful shimmers, corresponding matte shades, and then there is a dark brown shade called Wood. So it is a very interesting color story. And then I have the lip shades swatch as well. Judy is the only one that did a matte lip, so I just want to mention that to you guys. She has some beautiful shades that she chose. Next we have Mighty Monster from Annette, and this is, I think, my favorite color story because it has that beautiful green. I also love the shades Solar Burst and Ragnarok, and I hope you guys enjoy my eye look when you see it. But it's a super beautiful palette, and I love those jewel tone shades. And then we have Tina's palette called Earthwood, which has some muted shades as well as some dark deepening up shades and some beautiful shimmers. I really love the shade Beauty in her palette. It's a multi-chrome with a green base to it, and it is absolutely stunning. So hopefully you guys got a good look at all of the palettes and the lips and all the things. Also, just so you guys know prices, all of the palettes retail for $36.96, and then all the lip shades will retail for $13.90. I'm not sure if they're gonna have bundles for each of the collections and then have one main bundle. I'm not sure, but typically when Oden's Eye announces their collaborations, they already have the page set up on the website, so I'll probably direct you to their website in case you want more information. I will try and put as much as I can in the description box as well. Usually Oden's does not let you use affiliate codes with their collaborations, but if you want to pick anything else up on the site while you're shopping, you can use my code KHMAKEUP on their site anytime to save. It is a free way to support my channel. If you are planning on making a purchase, I will make a commission if you do so using my code. So anyways, I feel like I talked your ear off. We have 3 eye looks to get to, so let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, so we're gonna do a look with Judy's palette. This is the pastel palette. I'm gonna start off with the shade called Blossom. It's a really pretty kind of corally shade, and I'm just running that in the crease. Cute. I'm gonna do something pretty simple because you guys know me and pastels, it's always a struggle. So I'm gonna take the blue shade called Rain, really pretty pastel blue, and I'm just gonna run that on the outer half of the lid. And I'm putting a little bit in the crease as well. I just want this to be like a whimsical, really like fun and easy look. This palette is kind of perfect for spring. I know pastels for spring, right? How revolutionary are we? But if it works, it works. I'm trying not to do too much blending. So yeah, those are the 2 matte shades I want to put on the lid. Okay, so for the lid shade, I think I'm going to use the shade called Petal. It's also a really pretty corally shadow, and I'm going to try it with a brush. We'll see if it applies with a brush. Otherwise, I might switch to my fingers, and then I'm just going to spray it. And I'm going to just put it right here on the inner half first. I just want to see how it looks on the lid. I kind of want to leave it off the matte blue part. Is that weird? I want to treat the blue kind of as like a wing almost, but it's not like a crisp thin wing. I just kind of made it like a chunky matte outer corner. Interesting. I don't know. Trying something different, I guess, but I'm just gonna leave it like that, a little bit kind of messy, and I'm gonna pop on some white eyeliner quick so I can do the lower lash line. Okay, so I'm gonna take a pencil brush from Sigma Beauty. I did bring the white eyeliner a little bit lower than in the waterline so I could stamp on the pastels. So I'm gonna start off with the shade called Seedling. It's a pretty pastel yellow, and I'm just gonna pack it right on top of the white. And then I'm gonna do the green shade called June, I think. And then I'm gonna use the purple called Hua. Get the outer corner. These shades are pretty white base, so the difference in the shades is very minimal. So I'm not sure if you guys are gonna see it, but it is what it is. I'm gonna take the pencil brush and go into the shade Rain and just crisp that up a little bit on the outer corner. I don't know, this feels like a lot for me, but you know, I wanted to try something. For the inner corner, I'm going to use a shade called Dew. I'm just taking it on the pencil brush, and then I'm just going to pop that on the inner corner. I can already tell you that for me, since I struggle so much with pastels, I don't know if I would buy this palette of all of the palettes, but hopefully this gives you some inspiration at least if you do end up with this palette. Okay, so I'm gonna throw on some mascara, some blush, you know the drill, and I'll be right back. Okay friends, the look is almost done, but I wanted to apply Judy's lips on camera. So let's see how we can complete this look. So we have 2 shine lippies and 1 matte. So I'm going to start off with the matte, which is like a hot pink. So there's the matte lippy from Judy's collection. And then I thought I would use the shade maybe Dahlia. It's like a little bit more of a red gloss. And just wanted to throw that on. I will say the matte lip shade, not really my type of color, but the 2 glosses that she picked out are so pretty. I could totally see myself wearing those in the spring and the summertime. So the look is done. Now let me tell you really quick what else is on my face. So I did pick up some drugstore makeup. I'm wearing the Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Skin Tint in the shade 330. This one does feel like it's a little dark on me, but I might pick up a lighter shade. I might not, we'll see. But I think it should work really nicely in the summertime. This looks gorgeous. I've seen so many people talk about how pretty this foundation is, and they're not wrong. And then I was at Walmart just perusing, and I was like, let me just grab this True Match Serum Concealer, and I actually think it looks really pretty too. It has a really nice big like doe foot applicator with a little slant to it, so it's really easy to get under your eyes. So it's only my first time wearing those, but I thought it was really nice. And then my bronzer is the Physicians Formula bronzer. For blush and highlight, I'm wearing the shade Passionate from the Unearthly Surrender blush palette, and the highlight is the shade Rose Sky from Oden's Eye. Oops. So those are all the other things that are on my face that I use to create this very spring summer inspired makeup look. So yeah, this is it, and now we're gonna get on to the next palette. Okay, so I have to try out this dark green shade in this palette. It looks delicious. Oh, that's such a pretty deep green. Now I'm gonna use this shade called Heal, which is a muted, like minty color. And of course, that's gonna be my kind of inner corner type shade. I wish there was one more like a mid-tone green, but I'm just gonna pat that all onto my lids, and then I'll blend everything out later. It literally sounds like my kids are doing construction upstairs. It's mom time, so I refuse to worry about it. And then this shade called Beaute. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you caught it in the swatch, but oh, it's like this beautiful electric green. So of course I'm gonna put it on my lid. And as always, I'm just gonna give the brush a nice little spray. Look at that color. It's like a peachy green, gold gorgeousness. Yeah, I wish he had a more vibrant green. Although I guess I could have used, there's like a peach shade called Life, and I could have tried that in the crease. But I was thinking that I needed a green in the crease. But since this has such a heavy reflect of that like peachy color, maybe if I had put Life on my lids, it would have worked out. And I'm gonna go into the dark shade and just pack some on there. Okay, so simple, quick, and easy as always when it comes to my looks. Okay, so I'm going to go into this shade called Leaves again for the lower lash line. And I'm just going to run that right on the edge here. And then I'm going to take this shade called Coast, which is a really pretty blue shimmer. And I'm going to run that on the lower lash line just to switch it up a little bit. Oh, this is pretty. I should have used this on the lid. And since it's a shimmery shade, I'm trying to keep it nice and tight so the shimmer doesn't get everywhere. Yeah, low-key, I wish I had used the shade Coast on my lid. I could try and top it onto Beauty, but I feel like it's gonna make it a mess. So we'll just go with this two-toned Shimmer Fest. It's fine. So yeah, let me go ahead and put on some blush and some highlighter, put on some mascara, and I'll be right back to try out the lip. Okay, friends, so I have blush, highlighter, mascara on. Now let's go ahead and play with the lip shades. So these are the 3 shades that Tina has in her collection. So they're all basically like glosses. One formula is called a glow formula. That is the shade called Creativity. So the glow formula is basically like a nude base with a ton of like pink sparkles in it. So that's interesting. So to complete my look today, I'm going to use the shade Endurance with a lip liner. And you guys know I love these e.l.f. lip liners. And just taking this brown one. I cannot see these. They should have really printed the names on the pencils. But I like to lay down a lip liner as a base on these sheer glossy lips. This is such a pretty nude color. The one thing I will say with Oden's Eye, I love this ombre packaging that they did with all of their collaborations because I'm guessing they're phasing out their old lip products. But I hate that you cannot see the shade on these unless you like open them or you memorize the names. I just really wish they had included some kind of little window so you could see into what each shade is, but look at how pretty and glowy that lippy is. So let me go ahead and find some earrings and I'll be right back. Okay, friends, so here is the finished look. What do we think? Let me know down below. Let me go ahead and tell you guys really quick what else is on my face today. So I am rocking my drugstore combination. I did pick this up this weekend. The shade is a little bit dark for me. This is the Maybelline Superstay in the shade 330. So I finally pulled out my House Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. Didn't really love this foundation, but it's one of the few foundations that comes in a white shade, so I bought it to mix with. So I went ahead and mixed it. I don't think it lightened it up that much, but I did buy another shade on Target, so we'll see once that comes. But I'm really enjoying this foundation, really enjoying this concealer as well. This is the L'Oreal True Match Concealer. Both have been lasting really well on my skin. I wore them both in my look with Judy's palette as well. Mascara is this Huda, what is this called? I found it online. Curl and Length Mascara. It's a really good mascara. And then for my bronzer today, I'm wearing my Hourglass bronzer, one of my favorites in my collection. Decided to go with the Dancing Queen blush from ColourPop. It is a beautiful shimmery blush. And then my highlight today is the Honey highlight from Makeup by Mario. Super beautiful and glowy. So love giving you guys the rundown on what other makeup I'm wearing. Okay, friends, so I'm filming with Annette's palette. I have an idea. Let's see if it works out. Fingers crossed, everyone. Okay, I'm grabbing this MAC 217, and I'm going to go into the shade called Solar Burst. And I'm going to put that on the inner portion of my eyelid as well as my crease. Okay, I was hoping this shade would be a little bit more vibrant than how it's looking right now. Maybe if I put it on top of a white eyeshadow base, it would be, but as far as just like packing it on with a kind of fluffy blending brush, it is definitely taking a little bit more work. So if you have a tan skin tone, I just want to let you know that. Okay, I'm going to take this green shade on my favorite Unearthly brush, and I'm going to use that to create a faux wing liner look. And I think I might take a little bit of this purple too and tuck it right here. My studio guest is super excited about the fact that we have a cat. The cat's hanging out in the basement, and we have like a whole play area set up down here, and so she can see her through the play area, and I think it's like just like the highlight of her day. Anyways, it's looking a little fall-y and I don't hate it, so that's cool. I have like a yellow to red to purple to green on the mattes, and then for the lid shade I want to use, I think I might use Glow Vortex. I feel like I want to use Midgard Gleam, but I feel like we should go for Glow Vortex just to see what the shade actually looks like, because I can tell it has like a flip of peach to it, but I want to know. So I'm picking it up on a flat Sigma brush, and as always we have to give it a nice spray. Oh yeah. So I'm basically just putting this on the portion of my eyelid where I don't have any of the colorful mattes. Okay, simple, but I love. So let's go ahead and finish up the lower lash line quick. Okay, so I'm taking my Sigma pencil brush and I'm going to go into the green shadow. And I'm just going to pull it down to my lower lash line. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the purple. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the red. Actually, I'm going to mix the red with the orangey shade and just bring it all the way to the inner half of the lower lash line. And then I'm going to take the Glow Vortex shade on my pencil brush, give it a little spray, pop that on. Ooh, when that shade touches red, it like looks even more peachy. That is so cute. So it definitely looks like a fall eye look, but I love it. Okay, so we do have 3 lippies from Annette as well. So I'm going to go ahead and pop on swatches for you guys so you can see them. Okay, so Annette chose to do basically 2 shine lipsticks and 1 glow lipstick. So I always like to use a lip liner when I'm applying a gloss, just to give it a little bit more pigmentation. But I'm going to apply the shade Snake Kiss, because it's like a beautiful terracotta nude, of course, so that is definitely a favorite shade for me. You guys know how much I love a good brown nude shade, so I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup, throw on some mascara, grab some earrings, and I'll be right back to show you the finished look. Okay, friends, here is the finished look. What do you think? I really like it. I feel very fall-esque, so kind of a weird vibe since we're going into spring, but it is what it is. So anyway, let me tell you really quick what else I used on my face today. So I'm wearing the Laura Mercier foundation, L'Oreal concealer, and for bronzer, I use the LYS cream bronzer. I remember liking this, but I don't know if it's just so cold in my room. It was kind of hard to blend. I feel like my bronzer doesn't look that great today, but we'll see. And then my highlight is Warm Sunshine from Oden's Eye. And then for blush, I use the Pat McGrath blush in Desert Orchid. It's a really beautiful nude blush. I feel like I'm so into nude blushes. I can't help myself. Anyway, that is the finished look. So now let's go ahead and chat about this collection and my thoughts. Okay, so let's go ahead and break it down really quickly. There are 9 lippies in this entire collection. They're lovely, but you guys all know I'm a eyeshadow palette girl at heart, so we have to compare the original with the new palette. So in case you are new to Oden's Eye, like I mentioned in my intro, the brand has collabed with all of these influencers before, and I'm so happy to have both palettes now. So let's just do a little side by side. I don't believe you can purchase these palettes anymore, but these are so pretty. Some of my favorite palettes in my collection. So this is Judy's first palette next to her second palette. As you can see, her original palette was also dragon themed. It was called Red Dragon, and it had the most beautiful neutrals paired with some grungy green tones. And then her new palette, Spring Dragon, is a beautiful pastel palette. So I feel like Oden's Eye is known for a lot of things, but they don't really have a true neutral palette like recently in their permanent collection. So I feel like this was their best neutral palette that I've had from them. And I don't think they have a full pastel palette either. There was that one, I think it was Solmon. No, it was the Alva 2 palette, was pretty pastel-y, but they've updated their formula since. So I think if you're looking for a pastel palette from Oden's Eye, this is going to be your best bet. And then, of course, we'll look at Tina's palette. So the original was called the Hummingbird palette, and now we have the Earthwood palette. So as you can see, it has similar shades to her original palette, but the new one looks a little bit more muted compared to how vibrant the shades are in the original palette. I also see kind of some similar shades, which makes sense because you can't get the Hummingbird palette anymore. So there's a little side by side. And last but certainly not least is Annette's original palette with Oden's Eye, which is the Giant Wolves palette. So I feel like her original palette was pretty grungy, and honestly I feel like these two would pair pretty nicely together. So yeah, these two palettes are so stunning. I think that of all of the 6 palettes, Annette's Color Story is my personal favorite. I love them all, of course, but if I had to pick like my favorite shades, I would say my tastes align the most with Annette's. So yeah, those are some side-by-side comparisons. I thought you guys would like to see that because, like I've said 100 times already, you can't get the old palettes anymore. Did I just hand my kid a toy with a shaker in it? Yes. Did I think that one through? Probably not. Am I going to try and power through? Probably. Do I have a choice? No, if I want to get this video up in time. I'm just going to have to film while she's shaking about things. Okay, so now that we've done the comparisons, let's talk about the palettes. I am so excited for these ladies. I can't imagine not just collabing once, but twice with Oden's Eye. That is the dream. How cool. I can see every single one of them in every product that they chose to do. So yeah, I had a lot of fun putting these looks together and playing with the palettes. Okay, so as always, I'm dying to know which one of the looks is your favorite. So if you want to vote down in the comments, leave a dragon emoji if the pastel look is your favorite. Leave a little tree emoji if the earthwood palette look is your favorite. Or leave a snake emoji if Annette's look is your favorite. I am always curious to hear what you guys think of the looks. So you will be able to get your hands on this collection very soon. It is launching on Valentine's Day, so February 14th. Circle the date in your calendar. What a perfect gift for somebody you love or for yourself. You know, doesn't hurt to treat yourself if that's what you feel so inclined to do. But like I mentioned, codes will not apply to this collection because it is a collaboration. But if you want to use my code, you can on some of the other products on Oden's Eye. I have a huge Oden's Eye playlist, so feel free to take a deep dive if you have the time. That is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what else you would like to see with this collection. I am always open to your thoughts and feedback. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will see you in another video very, very soon. Bye, friends!